Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. Thank you so much for joining me. If you like content around self-development and parenting and everything in between and outside of the box, then subscribe to my channel and let's get started. So I am now 42 and it has been a wild ride and exciting, and I would not change my life for anything. I definitely love where I am. So there's a lot of things that I wish I would have known when I was younger. I feel like so many of us have that. I don't have any regrets. I definitely don't regret anything because I know that everything happens for a reason, and I am where I am now because of everything happening in that order. Um, but I definitely wish I had some kind of guidance, uh, more guidance than I did. Let me just put it that way. And these are a few things that I wish I could tell my younger self, or that if I had the chance, I would tell my younger self. So, the very first thing, and I have my laptop over here, so I'm just going over my bullet points. The number one thing is love yourself the way that you love. And the way that I love, it's very unconditional. I mean, that is true love, right? It's totally unconditional. There's no ulterior motives. It doesn't even have to be a symbiotic relationship. It's just love, right? And you love the person for all of their flaws, for all of their mistakes, for all of their shortcomings, and all of their beautiful traits as well. You just love that person. And I didn't even know that it was that you were able to love yourself like that. I'm still working on it. It's definitely still a work in progress, but I'm more aware of it now, that you can actually treat yourself like someone that you love. The second thing that I want to talk about is eat nourishing foods, little one. Um, Growing up, I had my grandparents, and they were a big influence in my life, and they fed me wonderful foods. And I had my mom's side feeding me all of these wonderful Japanese dishes that I still love and make to this day. And then on my father's side, my grandmother was from Egypt. So she was constantly making some really good Egyptian food. And uh, I just had these amazing, culturally diverse dishes growing up and really healthy home cooked meals. And then when I got into I would say when I started living alone, like my 20s, I just ate shit. And I definitely felt it. I 100% felt that I was not eating properly. And I knew how to make all of these things that my grandparents made, but I just didn't put in the time. I was too busy like hanging out with friends, and who who the f knows. And then, my grandparents passed away, and I was eating just terribly, and I wish I would have really fueled and nourished my body at that age. Now I'm kind of like overcompensating for it and really making up for lost time. I eat really healthy now. Of course, I enjoy food, and like today we're gonna go to the park for like this big Halloween celebration, and I might have a hot dog. But for the most part, I try to really eat what my body is craving. A mix of minerals, vitamins, and all kinds of nourishment. Because we are what we eat. So I guess today I'm going to be a hot dog. Anyway, number three is it doesn't matter if people view you as cool or popular. Um, Whoever does judge you in that manner is going to grow up to be not that cool of a person in your eyes anyway. So growing up, I was extremely insecure. I don't know, it was kind of weird. I was insecure but confident at the same time. Yeah, I was raised by my grandparents because my parents were off just doing them, and they were too busy to be bothered with raising children. So my grandparents took over and stepped in, and I love them for that. But um and they definitely instilled confidence in me, which is not the same as self-esteem. Do not get the two confused. I was always feeling like I was judged by other people, and I really wanted to be fitting in. I was very different growing up because of the mixed cultures, which I love now and I cherish and adore now. Growing up, it was just so weird, like having weird food for dinner. Sometimes I didn't want to have friends over. And this is when I was really young, obviously. But, I look back and I almost want to cry now because, and this was actually one of my bullet points. I'll just jump to it now. Appreciate the ones that make you different and appreciate the traits that make you different, little one. I I say little one, I mean like my younger self, like just embrace those things. Tried to run from them a lot. I just wanted to fit in so much. And uh, if I could go back and even just have like a few more moments with my grandparents, that is one thing that I regret the most in my life. I guess I do have regrets, and that is one thing for sure, is that I didn't just sit and hang out with my grandparents more. They were a big part of my life, and if you are lucky enough to have people influencing you and showing you, different culture and diversity, then just eat it up, just really relish in that because you are very fortunate. Um, anyway, number four, I went off on a tangent there, but just stick with me. Number four, you're going to have some childhood trauma to overcome. It's going to manifest as anger. Learn to meditate now. So, this has been big in my videos. I talk about meditation and how it's gotten me to be a better parent, and this is so true. I meditate for 5 minutes a day, sometimes 10, sometimes 20, but that's really rare that I can get that kind of time. And the more you do it, just like anything, the more exercise you get, the better and easier it becomes. Same with meditation. If you can quiet your mind and look inside yourself for 5 minutes a day, I guarantee you can find 5 minutes a day. I guarantee it. And if you can't, then it's not that important to you. But take time to meditate and look within yourself. You will find your ego and you will be able to look behind it and really see what is there and face things that really need to get taken care of. That's all I have to say about that. That can be a whole nother video. Number five, becoming a parent is going to be the hardest thing you have ever done. And this is hands down the truth. Becoming a parent has been very challenging for me in the sense that I want to be the best parent that I possibly can be. And I've had to heal and grow through that with my children. And I don't want to neglect my children in the meantime, because that's like a big thing for me. And that's actually why all of the childhood trauma that I went through, I feel is like such a blessing, because I am hyper aware of what I don't want to do to my children. So it's almost helped me become a better mother, the mother that I wish I had. That is what I want to do for my children. Number six. This one is definitely something I would have told or that I would have liked to tell myself, but it's kind of off topic, but kind of on topic. Having big breasts isn't going to give you self-esteem. You'll end up removing them. I had breast implants when I was 19. I did not have the guidance of somebody being like, you really want to do this? It's not chic on you anyway. It's really uncomfortable. And I'm very active. If you know me, I snowboard, I run, I just love being outdoors. And yeah, having breast implants just was not something that I enjoyed having at all. I have them in for, I would say 19, I think I was 34 when I had them removed. And I'm so glad that I did. I never looked back. Um, they were just really uncomfortable and um, just not me. I feel much better now without them. I can make a whole other video on that topic if you guys like. Number 7, leave your hair and your eyebrows alone. Stop plucking your eyebrows until they are like one hair going across your forehead. Leave your hair alone. It's going to fall out if you bleach or dye it too much. Don't cut your hair in these crazy spots. Like, just leave it alone. I wish I had somebody telling me these things, but I just didn't. Um, in my early 20s, all of my grandparents had passed on, and my parents were not still guiding at all, you know? So it was the 90s. It was the early 90s. Okay. Gwen Stefani, Drew Barrymore, like they were what was cool. It was bad. Leave your hair and eyebrows alone. Number 8, dressing modestly can actually be exhilarating. Um, Growing up, I thought that being flashy and sexy and like, I don't know, I thought that that's what made you feel good. And looking back, there was so many times where I was like, oh my gosh, like that was a terrible outfit choice. I mean, I blame it on the 90s. I definitely blame it on the 90s. Like, it was an interesting time, but it was not very chic. It was not a very chic time in fashion, I must say. Um, I mean, there were chic things going on in fashion, don't get me wrong. Like, Chanel circa 1998 was like the chicest of all time, but it did not reflect in my fashion choices. Let me just put that out there. I thought that I was Shirley Manson of garbage, and I would wear these like tiger striped fuzzy skirts, mini skirts with like velour bodysuit tops, and I honestly it just wasn't cute. And I was young, and I know that every young woman likes to kind of explore what's going on with the world, but I just wish that I knew that dressing a little more modestly is so empowering because you're comfortable, you're confident, you, I mean, all of these things come with time. I just wasn't there, you know? I was young. Anyway, number 9, getting attention from the opposite sex isn't the same as being admired. Not at all. Um, to me, I totally thought that they were one and the same. Obviously, they are not. So interesting because no one taught me these things, you know, and I don't have a little girl. I have 2 little boys, but my husband and I have talked about one more child, you know, it's something that could happen. And if she happens to be a girl, again, all of these things that I wish I had growing up, I would instill in my little girl. Um, I would know what the heart needs because my heart needed it big time, and I would give to her. And these are the things that I would I would explain to her growing up, you know, and I just wish that I had these things for sure. Um, Number 10 was talk to your grandparents more, get to know them, and I already covered that. Number 11, it's totally okay to be different culturally. I already kind of covered that. I didn't have the confidence or self-esteem when I was younger. I no, I don't think that entails self-esteem. That's just like the confidence of just having these culturally diverse backgrounds and really just rocking it, you know? You just don't know these things when you're younger. And I really struggled with it. And I don't struggle with it anymore. You know, it's amazing. And I I love my family for being so culturally diverse. And then I go and marry a Serbian man, and now my babies are just so wonderful, you know. We're still, I make home cooked meals at pretty much every day, and a lot of them are my grandmother from Egypt. She was from Heliopolis. I make a lot of those meals. I make a lot of Japanese meals. I even make a lot of Serbian stuff. My mother in law is about to teach me how to make palatschinke, which I'm so excited about because I eat a lot of palatschinke. um, and then number 12, learn how to check your ego and be aware of when it's guiding you. This is huge. um, and I already did kind of touch on this, but I'll talk about it a little more. So I was completely unaware of even what ego was or the damage that it does. But it's totally necessary. Um, I feel like there's two things about humans that make us so interesting. We're very primally driven, but then we're also very spiritually driven. And I feel like you have to know that there's the two things that are guiding you. And ego is very rooted in the primal activity of your psyche. I mean, it's literally what kept us alive, you know. But now we're able to really be able to check that and look beyond the physical things that are driving us and really be vulnerable. That's a huge thing. I didn't know that being vulnerable when I was younger was okay or even acceptable. I thought that that was showing weakness. And now I know just by seeing vulnerable people express themselves that it's not weakness at all. And I just wish that I could tell my younger self this. That would have been huge for me to know growing up. Anyway, thanks so much for sitting through me rambling about things that I wish I could tell my little self, my younger self. Um, and please let me know in the comments if you agree with any of these. I'm sure I'll have a list of more, but this is just all that I came up with in the time allotted to make a list of things that I could think of. I've got these babies and they keep me so busy. But yeah, let me know in the comments what you guys wish that you could have told your younger self. I would love to hear. And like and subscribe if you like this kind of content. I make all kinds of different content. The algorithm hates me. But yeah, thanks so much for watching, guys. I'm so excited for the future of my channel. And if you guys want to come along for the ride, I would love to have you. Bye.